Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the match here on WWE 2K25. This one is women's triple threat action. Io Shirai, Ruca, and Lady Shani. Now, Io Shirai is someone who I think we have used a decent amount, and I'm pretty sure she was on a pretty good run this year. Yeah, she's up to 18th in the rankings now. +4 this year so far, up to a +6 overall. They have not come in the order I expected. Ruca had one match so far and is currently on 0. She got one elimination in that match before being eliminated herself. I think that was back when we did the fresh meat match, was it? I'm not sure, to be honest. But either way, she's had one elimination and has been eliminated, so she's 0 from 1 so far. So we need to start utilising some more of the people that are on the game, in my opinion. I think Ruca's a really fun one, who I think really does suit the style of AAA and the Lucha Libre style pretty damn well. Is it Io Shirai next? Io Shirai. Where is Sky? I don't know. There she is. Okay, yeah. Yeah, as I said, Io Shirai so far this year has had 6 matches. She's got a +4 overall. Done very, very well, to be honest. So she's had 4 tag team matches. She's won 3 of them and lost 1. And she's had 2 singles matches, which she's won both of. So she's done incredibly well. Of course, she is not currently one of the... What's she holding? Okay, ignore that. She's not currently one of the women's tag team champions. I don't know why... there's bloody games sometimes, I tell you. Yeah, of course, they lost those belts a few weeks back to the Bella Twins. They do have an opportunity, though, this weekend to win them back. Yeah, okay. Io Shirai, yeah, up to 18th in the ranking system, +6 overall. And then finally, we have got Lady Shani, who is currently on +3. Is that right? Yeah, +3 after 1 match. She was part of... Oh, she won it, didn't she? Yeah, she was part of our fresh meat match only a couple of weeks ago, where we used loads of brand new debutantes, and this was the eventual winner. Hence why she's getting this big opportunity here to show what she can do. Can she build upon that? I say +3 is bloody good. She's in 43rd position in the women's rankings. I mean, one more point here would put her up into the top 25. But yeah, 3 people, very good styles that I think will complement each other pretty damn well. Pretty good high flyers as well. And we do have a few women's matches tomorrow. Again, we'll have Stephanie Vaquer versus Taya Valkyrie versus Lola Vice. That's a big one tomorrow. At the pay-per-view, of course, we will have, as I mentioned earlier, the Bella Twins versus Kairi Sane and Io Shirai in that rematch for the SWE Tag Team Championship. So Women's Tag Team Championship. Next week, we've got a 4-way. Stephanie Vaquer, AJ Lee, Tessa Blanchard, and Lyra Valkyrie. And then I think that's it. We've also got Becky Lynch versus Asuka versus Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley for the #1 contendership of the Women's Championship. That'll be next week as well. So we do have some interesting matches. Maybe not a ton. Oh, what am I on about? Bloody Io Shirai is the current Women's Champion. Was that the belt she was carrying? Yeah, Io Shirai is the current SWE Women's Champion. Of course, she won it just last week, didn't she, at Forbidden Door. Maybe that's what she was carrying then. Maybe I'm just going a bit mad. As Ruca now up on the shoulders of Io Shirai. Sky caught her with the forearm. Summoning the spirit there of Chris Hero. Or Cassius Ohno. Or Claudio Castagnoli or Cesaro, whatever you want to call him these days. Kendo stick attempted there. It was a good swing by Io, but Ruca able to jump out of the way of it and land the moonsault. Nice drop kick there by Sky. Now up on the shoulder, there it is with the shoulder breaker. Io Shirai now flipping over Ruca, who fights back with a kick into the head. Ruca now in control. She's got a very surfer gimmick, hasn't she? Yeah. I was just thinking, can we do an intergender tag team of Ruca and Surfer Sting? There is almost like a sit-out F5 there as well. That's pretty interesting. Now willing Io Shirai back up to a standing base. What is the plan here? She's going to springboard over with the forearm, taking Sky down. Lady Shani avoided by Ruca. Now with the strikes into the back of the head. Now taking Shani up on the shoulders. In. Nice powerbomb style. Io Sky breaks it up. And a flapjack as well. Nice boot in the back of the leg. So really is going a little bit of everywhere, isn't it? I mean, I would assume that Io Sky should be the favourite for this one. I mean, it's difficult to say specifically, isn't it? But I think Io Sky should be the favourite for this one. She is the more experienced, I think, across the world. Sol Ruca, of course, still very early into her career. I think is probably the underdog for this one. Lady Shani, she's been going for a while, I believe, in AAA. Let's have a quick goose again. Yeah. Oh, she's 32 years of age, so she's still not, like, massively experienced. She started wrestling in 2012. So she's been going for 13 years, which is actually probably pretty damn good, to be honest. She used to be called Sexy Lady. Hello, I am Sexy Lady. Okay, that was her original gimmick. I don't know where she got the name from, to be honest, but she is done pretty well for herself. Former women's champion 2 times in AAA. And here's a pin attempt there by Lady Shani on Sol Ruca. Sky was rocked. Look at the matches she's had. All promotions this year. What does that do? Okay. So she's worked all AAA really. There's a couple of little independent things she's done, but nothing major. What about last year? What's she been up to? Yeah, all just AAA. And does it wrestle a ton, though, to be honest? Was she injured last year? She seemed to wrestle quite a lot between January and March and not wrestle again. Maybe she was injured. And then this year, she started wrestling again in May up until now. Maybe she had quite a big injury then, because she's been out for quite some time. By the looks of it, according to Cage Match anyway, who knows? How up to date is Cage Match? And she's got a 7 overall rating on Cage Match from 19 people who have voted. I do think that Io Sky definitely should be the favourite in this one, though. However, Io Sky, well, I was going to say Io Sky's one doesn't need to win the most, but to be honest, they all need to win. Lady Shani needs to continue building herself up so she can continue to get more opportunities. Sol Ruca is very new to this. She's got barely anything from the one match she's done. She's 0 from one match. She really wants to build herself up and showcase what she can do to get more opportunities. And then you've got Io Sky, who has had a pretty good year so far, has elevated herself up the ranking system, but she's still not quite at that point where she's fighting for #1 contendership. Well, what am I fucking on about? My brain is dead. Oh, she's not quite fighting for #1 contendership, he says, as she sits there as the fucking women's champion. What a knob. Who listens to this guy, I tell you? He hasn't got a clue what he's on about half the time. I mean, in fairness, she only got the women's championship match because she managed to put Julia through a table in a tag team championship match. So because she managed to do that, obviously it created the opportunity for her. So she didn't get the #1 contendership match because, or she didn't get the title match because she was the #1 contender or because she was high in the rankings. She got it because she directly defeated the actual champion at the time. So that's what I mean. Lady Shani now. Oh. So Ruca with a strike in the back with a kendo stick. Ruca takes the kendo stick to the gut now as Io Sky drags Shani across into the corner. And now Io Shani up on the top. Heading up, is she thinking for the Super Spanish Fly? We've seen it before a few times. And she does hit the Super Spanish Fly. So Ruca now with the kendo stick right across the spine. Rolling over Io Sky. There's the pin for the 1, the 2. Only a 1 count. Have we only used Rey Mysterio once? Yeah, we have, you know. Oh no, Rey Mysterio's got 2 matches, okay. I just figured it's the perfect week for Rey Mysterio, to be honest. We're only using him once. We've got him twice. We've got him once next Tuesday, then once at the pay-per-view next weekend as well. As look at this. Oh, nice. It's like an angel's wings into a backbreaker there by Lady Shani, who now goes after Io Sky in the corner. I say a win here for Lady Shani would put her up to a +6 after 2 matches. Remember, the triple threat rules apply in this one, so as you may have guessed, no disqualifications. But in terms of ranking points, it's 1 point for the winner plus 2 bonus points for defeating multiple opponents at once. So yeah, this could really elevate Lady Shani up to a +6. It could put Io Sky up to a +9, which would put her straight into the top 10, which is where she should be currently as the champion, I would imagine. And then Sol Ruca was on 0, so it put her up to a +3, which would move her up into the top 40-ish. Io Sky now hooking the arms, taking Shani up. Nope, Shani fights back. And there's the stiff clothesline taking down Io Sky. Lady Shani now with a kendo stick. Swung it at Sol Ruca, who was able to jump over the top in with a crossbody. And now working over the leg of Lady Shani. Pinned by Sol. If Sol Ruca can pull this off, this would be a fantastic result for her. Coming from sort of nothing, really. Coming as the massive underdog in this match. Io Sky now, nice air raid slam on Lady Shani, and now Sol Ruca with a big opportunity there. Drop kick, and now both Sky and Shani on the outside. Got a clubbing blow in the back with a steel chair. Io Sky now with the strikes, and a big one right around the side of their head as well. Lady Shani now the strike in the face of Io Sky, sending her back into the ring. Shani now has a hold of the steel chair right between the eyes of Sol Ruca, and again to the grounded opponent. Wow. The Sol Ruca, lovely. That's not a Soul Snatcher, is it? There's some sort of bulldoggy, heady, locky, face slammy sort of thingy. And now in with the X Factor as well. If Sol Ruca can pull this off, this will be incredible. It really would be an absolute incredible result if she can pull this off. Nice. Oh, right across the back there. The kendo stick on Lady Shani. But Io Sky. Io now rolls her through. Big double foot stomp. Io Sky now re-entering the ring and deciding to come back out the ring. She's going up to the top. This is where she's good. High risk, high reward into the diving DDT. Wow, to the outside as well. As massive that was. Io Sky now in with a running Meteora. And now, I mean, Sky and Shani are both up on their feet. Of course, it is no disqualifications, no count-outs. However, pinfalls and submission have to take place inside the ring. With Sol Ruca out cold, this is a big opportunity for these two ladies to take the opportunity. Wow, Sky there with the strike in the head. And now in with a Koji clutch to flatline it into the submission, but Sol Ruca was just about up, able to break it up. And now she gets one of her own troubles as well. She's been busted open from that super DDT to the outside. And there's the tap. And it is Io Sky that continues the fantastic year. So Lady Shani does drop down then to a +2 after 2 matches. Still a pretty good result, to be honest, for her. I mean, well, not a good result, but it's still a pretty good score. +2 from 2 is very, very good. Sol Ruca with that loss that moves down to a -1 after 2 matches. But Io Sky, she needed this one. It was a big one indeed. Moves up to +9 after 29 matches. Puts it up to 10th position now, which is actually joint with quite a few people. So the +9s in the women's division, you've got... Where are we? There we are. So you have got Mayu Iwatani, Charlotte Flair, Beth Phoenix, Ronda Rousey, Nia Jackson, Io Shirai, Io Sky, whatever you want to call it these days. So it's a pretty damn good chunk of people. Well, chunk's a bad phrase, isn't it, really? But there you go. At the moment, Nia Jax had the least amount of matches. She's +9 from 13, so she's actually probably looking the best. And Ronda Rousey's +9 from 21, so again, she's pretty good. I mean, you've got someone like Charlotte who's +9 from 37. It's a little bit less impressive, isn't it, really? But yeah, I think, as I said, at some point we're going to have a pay-per-view where we solely just do things based on the ranking system just to try and help the cream rise to the top, as I keep saying. And at the moment, this was a very strong victory for Io Sky, and as the women's champion, it makes every sense in the world for her to continue to push her way up. One more victory from Io Sky, by the way, will put her up to joint third alongside Rhea Ripley and Thunder Rosa. Well, there we go. Victory for Io Sky in this big triple threat. And our second match of the day is done. Like I said, we've got a few women's matches over the next couple of weeks. Maybe not as many as we possibly could have done, but it's my fault for deciding to book a whole tag team and a hardcore championship tournament. I probably should have done one or the other, shouldn't I, really? But it is what it is. It's the way the cookie crumbles. Anyway, I'm going to leave you good night. God bless. I'll be saying like and subscribe, all the good stuff, and I will see you again very soon for our third and final match of the day. The first of two Cruiserweight #1 contenderships. Of course, the Cruiserweight Championship will be defended by Sammy Guevara at the pay-per-view in a triple threat match. The first of those matches will be today. Vikinja representing AAA, Leon Slater representing TNA, Jevon Evans representing NXT, and Rey Fenix representing WWE All Collide. The winner joins Sammy Guevara and one other from the match on Friday, which will be Leo Rush, Octagon Jr., Wesley, and Dragon Lee to fight for the Cruiserweight Championship. Right, good night, God bless. I'll be the same. I'm going to leave because I'm stupid. Goodbye.